Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to the New York Mets Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on MLB The Show 23. We return, and we are coming off of a crazy trade deadline and draft. We can see the draft picks right now, but I'll show you guys them in a second. Let's talk about the team first. We made some moves at the deadline. Hopefully they will end up working out for us in the end. But we made a move to bring in Ryan Howard. All-star this season. Was in the home run derby. We faced against him in the home run derby portion of the All-Star episode. He's got 34 home runs already this season. 89 RBIs, 287 average. And he is now on the team. If we go to our transactions, we can go to our trades and see just exactly the trades that we made. So we gave up Mark McGwire, who just really wasn't having that great of a season, if we're being totally honest. We gave up Edward, Julian, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I apologize, and Yasmani Grandal to get Ryan Howard from the Cardinals. We also acquired Spencer Strider, who is going to be the pitcher that we take a look at and is on the mound for today's game. We got him from the Guardians for Jacob deGrom, who I just wasn't really connecting with, plus he was having a bad season. Or Elvis Martinez and Wade Miley to push it through. And then we got Greg Maddux on the rotation as well. We bumped up this pitching staff very, very heavily for the postseason. But we had to trade away Johnny Cueto, which I didn't want to do, Matt Allen, and Chris Bryant, who I also didn't really want to trade. He was in AAA. But I do enjoy Chris Bryant in MLB The Show. I feel like he's a good player, and trading him kind of hurt, but to get Greg Maddux, it had to be done. So the pitching rotation now looks like Greg Maddux, Curt Schilling, Felix Hernandez, who was at one point our ace, Spencer Strider, who is 13-3 and possibly has a shot at the Cy Young, and Clayton Kershaw, who's 10-5. So everybody is very, very good. We had to move on from Steven Strasburg, because Strasburg just was not performing very well at the major league level. He was 6-8 with a 5.06 ERA. We had to bump him down to AAA, which now he seems to be prospering pretty well at AAA, so at least in his first couple of starts. Or he only had one start. But in that first game, he played pretty well. So we moved on from Strasburg, and that's not saying that Strasburg can't come back up to the big leagues at any moment. He could be called up even next season to be in the bullpen as maybe a long relief guy. So that's what the moves that we did. And I'm hoping that these moves, adding Ryan Howard to an already stacked lineup, I'm hoping that lineup now can dominate, absolutely kill it. That's what I'm going for. Ryan Howard will be hitting fourth against lefties. And we have Joey Votto currently because he kills righties. But Ryan Howard also does pretty well against righties. So it could go either way. I could put Votto. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll probably just have Votto play, or have Howard play both righties and lefty, because he does pretty good against righties as well. So you can't really deny him that opportunity. Now, we could move him up, or we could keep him at 7. I think I'll move him up to 6 and have Sosa go down to 7. Other than that, look at this lineup. This lineup is dominant. Every single person on here can hit a home run at any given moment. So I really feel confident. And now we have Spencer Strider, who, if I'm not mistaken, should be in considerations for the Cy Young, but he's not, because I think his ERA might be a little bit too high. Curt Schilling, though, is in consideration for it, so that's awesome. And Tampa Bay's got David Price and Shohei Ohtani in consideration for the Cy Young, so I hope we don't have to come up against Tampa Bay in the World Series. That'd be pretty awkward. But if Curt Schilling wants to win the Cy Young, he's got to take down Garrett Cole and Walter Johnson. He's got to bump up those wins and lower that ERA even further and get more strikeouts, because the strikeouts are really pushing Garrett Cole and Walter Johnson. Most valuable player, I don't think we're going to have anybody win MVP. Hank Aaron's just crushing too many home runs. He's got too good of an average and too many RBIs. Duke Schneider would be winning if he had more home runs. And then obviously you got Aaron Judge, who's killing it as well. So I don't think we're going to be winning any of those awards this season. But our guys are playing pretty well. I mean, Mike Trout's got 38 home runs, 96 RBIs, and 271 average. Griffey's got 33. Cabrera's got 33. Stanton's only got 26. We had Howard in. He's got 34. Sosa's only got 24. I wish that he would have a few more than that, but hey, we got a ton of guys that are close to 40, so we could very much have at least 4 or 5 players with 40 home runs this season. That's very possible. But today's game, we are going to be taking on the Chicago Cubs, the Cubbies. We are going to be in Citi Field. Spencer Strider on the mound for the first time in a Mets uniform, at least on camera, because we've simulated some days past the trade deadline. But it's the first time that we actually get to see him. And he's got a pretty nice lineup behind him. He's got Jeter leading off, Trout, Griffey in the 3, Cabrera cleaning up, Stanton, Ryan Howard, Sammy Sosa, Jorge Posada, and then Ian Kinsler. That's a nice 1 through 9 right there to back up your starting pitcher, who is also a 13-win pitcher so far. We still got a month and basically 2 months of baseball still to go. So hope you guys are excited. Mets are back, and I can't wait to get into it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Links are down below if you want to see any more of my content, and let's get into it.
Welcome from the home of the New York Mets, Citi Field in Queens. We've got Major League Baseball on a Tuesday night. It's the Chicago Cubs going up against the New York Mets. John Sciambi alongside Chris Singleton. Will Singy, couple of first-place teams, 2 of the best in the sport squaring off here tonight.
Well, coming into the season, based on the moves that they made in the offseason, this is the expectation. So they are realizing their potential. But going head-to-head, this might be a what we see late in October.
Just about set to go now. And starting in this one, Spencer Strider. What do you have on him?
Well, last time out, he's only able to complete 4 innings, but really battled. Didn't have his best stuff. I look for him to be better in this one.
Ready to go? And now, Andrew McCutchen.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Cubs and Mets is underway from Citi Field. McCutchen will lead off for the Cubbies. And as you saw in the little intro, I didn't even put this together when we were going through the awards as McCutchen strikes out swinging on the slider. They have the Judge. The Judge is in session here. Aaron Judge plays for the Chicago Cubs. He is 3rd in MVP voting, and he's a very dominant player. We obviously know this as Wander Franco strikes out swinging. Good debut from the Strider. 1 up, strikeout. 2 up, strikeout. And now let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Edgar Martinez. Ooh, I thought he was about to sit down, but we've got Judge on deck. I don't really want to face Judge in this inning. And Martinez stays alive, fouling off the circler. Let's see if we can get him looking with the 2-seamer. Got him swinging. 1, 2, 3, first inning. Sit him up and knock him down. 3 up, 3 down for Strider. What a debut on the mound for him. And now we go up against Luis Garcia, who's 7-7, having kind of an average year. But to be fair, this is a league that has been injected with a bunch of talent, Hall of Fame talent, so you are going to struggle. And I've talked about this previously. You've got to give, basically, for pitchers, you have to give an entire point for their ERA as a curve. So think about it like this. If a pitcher normally has a 2.35 ERA or whatever it is in a normal season, you'd say that's a really good season from a pitcher. But in this, if a pitcher has a 3.35 ERA, that's a really good season because the influx of talent that has been added in with guys like Ken Griffey Jr. and Albert Pujols and Babe Ruth, Ted Williams. The legend pool adding into this league has basically created a gap between players. So you gotta give basically a little bit of a 1-point cushion for pitchers, and that goes same for hitters too. If you're having a hitter that has like a 280 average, that's pretty solid in modern day baseball. But you got to add maybe like a 380 average if you want to be absolutely dominating in this universe. As we take on Aaron Judge, who's hitting 313, so that kind of applies for him. If he was hitting 213, that wouldn't be amazing in modern day baseball, but that kind of sits around where Aaron Judge would hit if he's just hitting for power. But now he's hitting 313, so you can kind of extrapolate the information as needed, if you catch my drift. Now, that may not make sense to you. It's fairly simple to understand, but it may not make sense to you. Maybe you still think that players should hit around what they normally would hit if there wasn't these added legends. And that's reasonable, but it's not really going to happen. Which is why I'm not super upset when my pitcher has like a 4 ERA. Yeah, that's bad and it's got to get lowered, but it's not as bad as if he had a 4 ERA in modern baseball, like if we didn't have these legends. If you get my drift. Spencer Strider, I've been very impressed with through the first inning in the 2/3 that he's pitched here. He's been very commanding, very dominant, very efficient. As I say this, he pulls the count full to Tony Clark, who fouls off the slider. It is a running situation because it's 2 outs and a full count, and that's strike 3. Tony Clark sat back down, and Spencer Strider has 4 after 2 innings. He's looking pretty good, and Miguel Cabrera has the highest OPS in all of the National League. What was that, a 1.124? Miguel Cabrera might be in line for an award this season. Who knows? If he continues to have the hot streak that he's on, and we obviously know him for the infamous home run on Mother's Day that helped us win that game a couple episodes ago. Now we've got Giancarlo, don't call him Mike Stanton, at the plate with a 3-1 count. All green light all the way, and that's going to be a base hit into left field as Call of Duty updates for me. Thank you for telling me. Nobody out, 2 on for the new addition, Ryan Howard. His first at-bat in a Mets uniform on camera is going to be possibly a base hit if he can beat the throw. He can, just barely. 44 speed, just barely beats it. But the bases are loaded for Sammy Sosa. Armor all hot dogs. He loves them. And now he wants to hit a grand salami, which is something I have yet to do with Sammy Sosa, and I will continue to have to wait for that. As he flies out to deep left center, McCutchen makes the play, throws it in. I'm not going to send anybody, especially when we got 6 speed on third base in Miguel Cabrera, so I'm not going to be sending him. But Jorge Posada has been maybe the most consistent player on this team in this season. Him and Derek Jeter, I'd probably have to say it'd go back and forth between one of them, and that has a chance to get over the head of Judge, and it will. That's got a chance to score 1. And I'm going to mess up the base running. That's very upsetting. Nothing's going to happen? Oh, he's going to go tag me. Yeah, he tagged Posada. I messed up the base running. If I would have sent everybody back, it would have just screwed everything up, so I might as well just let him tag me. But I do score the run there. I messed it up because I thought that Aaron Judge was going to make the play, but then when I saw the ball kind of track over his head, I realized that I screwed it up. But Ian Kinsler fixes my mistake as he clears the bases with an RBI single, 2 RBI single. And the Mets lead 3-0 here at Citi Field. Thank you, Kinsler. Derek Jeter, the captain, 0 for 4 with a strikeout in his last game. We can't be having that. He needs to clean up his act. The captain can't be going 0 for 3. He might be having, no, I was going to say he might be having a home run there, but the ball dropped significantly there. And that is the end of the inning, but we did our damage. We did the damage we needed to do. 3 runs in the inning, giving Strider a nice, hefty cushion. Although Gio Urshela delivers a leadoff single to start the 3rd. First base hit of the night for the Mets, or for the Cubs, not the Mets. Oh, you got to give me that one. Ump? Come on, man. That's clearly that's clearly strike 2. Instead, we have to get it with a foul ball. Max Kepler sends the circler into foul territory. We'll go with the 2-seamer here, see if we can catch him off guard. He hits it deep left field. Griffey to the warning track. And he will make the catch very deep into left field. Sends it to the cutoff man Jeter for the first out of the inning. And now Kutch comes back up in the one spot, and he stares down the barrel of a fastball. Strider with strikeout number 5, I'm pretty sure. We'll go with the 2-seamer against Franco. He fouls that off. And now we'll see if we can get out of the inning with a circle change. And we can! Got him off pace and off balance. And Spencer Strider is wheeling/dealing to start this game. Very impressed. And now Michael Fishman to the plate. Stares at a fastball for ball 2. 80 runs scored this season. Tied for 8th in the National League. And he will ground out to Wander Franco at shortstop. Almost beat the throw, but does not do it. That's okay, because we've got the Griffey, the kid, at the plate. Come on, Griffled. No, don't swing at that. That's a check swing. Ball 2. Thank you very much. 663 home runs. It would be really cool if throughout the course of this series we could get Griffey to 700 home runs. Only a handful of players, if that, have been able to hit 700 career home runs. So if we could add Griffey to that list, that would be awesome. But he gets a base hit here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd for Miggy Cabrera. 3,205 hits in his 21-year career. Can he add a 206th hit? No, that was a bullet to third base. And caught. That was a crazy hard hit that he caught there. Very impressive. And now it's Giancarlo Stanton. Got a base hit the last time. He was at the plate and I missed a home run ball because I was too early on it. What am I doing there? Absolute meatball that I could have smoked, but I missed it. It's okay, because I'll do it on this pitch. No, I won't. I tried to actually check swing that, but he went around. That's okay. Back-to-back cutters from Luis Garcia here. Does he throw third? He does not. He throws the 12-6 for a ball. Oh, other Call of Duty add-on was updated. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. And that's going to be into left field for extra bases. Well, maybe not extra bases for him. But extra bases for the man on first. Ken Griffey Jr. goes from first to third thanks to Stanton's single. Hard hit single. And now Ryan Howard has a 2-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Can Ryan Howard extend our cushion? Stares at the circle change, ball 3. Come on, Ryan. We traded for you for a reason. We gave up Mark McGwire for your services, among other things. But it was really Mark McGwire that was the piece. And oh, heavens alive, that could have been dangerous. And it will fall into the glove of Aaron Judge. I can't believe that should have been a 3-run home run. But instead, I messed it up. Ryan Howard makes an intense play there at first base. So he gives and he receives. Very impressive there. Aaron Judge at the plate now, and he grounds that to Cabrera at third base. 51 speed, not near fast enough to beat the throw, and that's 2 quick outs. For Eddie Matthews, third baseman, had that huge catch at third base earlier in the game. It was a rocket that he caught. Great reaction time. Cubs are leading the NL Central, by the way. Only a half-game lead over the Brewers, but still leading. Is that going to go foul? Oh, it's just fair. That's as close as you're going to get. I should have threw it straight to second, and I'll still get him out. Let's go. I should have threw it immediately to second, but I chose the cutoff man because I didn't think he was going to go to second, but he does. And Griffey to Jeter to the second baseman, Kinsler, tagging him. Boom, just inches from being safe. That's a good relay throw. Teamwork by the Mets to get us out of the inning. And now we go bottom 4. 2-2 count to Sosa. And Sammy back up the middle into center field for a leadoff single. Brilliant. Leadoff single from Sosa. Jorge Posada, 289 home runs in his 18-year career. If we could get Posada to 300, that'd be epic. It's probably not going to happen this season unless he just goes on an absolute tear. I guess it is possible, but I don't think it's likely. He could just go on a tear these next 2 months and just hit like 20 home runs or something. But he will stare at that fastball, making it 2-2. He's got 1,111 RBIs. I kind of don't want to add to that just because it's so many ones. Ooh, but I missed the cutter. He threw the cutter inside. And I could have had a nice home run there if I would have timed it better. Still a 2-2 count. Posada doing good to fight and continue the at-bat. Garcia with the pitch. Goes down low with the circle change. Posada makes contact. Ooh, Aaron Judge increases his NL leading home run total to 40. He's on pace for 59 this season. I wonder if he'll get there. Hopefully he doesn't add one of those in this game. I really don't want him to add to his total against us. Or at least in this. He can do it in the simulation games, but not against us in this game. I'd be really sad if he did it against us. And Posada with a full count smacks that ball to Tony Clark at first base. But Clark does a good job to keep it in front of him and tag the base himself for the first out. But it does move the runner Sosa to second, so that's always good. And now Ian Kinsler has an RBI today. Can he do another one? I was very early on that. I thought I was almost late on that. I guess not. The timing thing is not wrong, so I guess I am. That one's going to be to third, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to move Sosa. So it is a ground out with nothing happening there. That kind of sucks, but now the captain's up. Derek Jeter. A 1-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Can we add another run? And we might be able to. Jeter to first. I'm going to send Sosa home. McCutchen with the throw. Way off target. Sosa scores and the Mets lead by 4. Good job, Jeter. That's exactly what we needed. Nice RBI. Extending our lead. And now Mike Trout. 2-1 count to him. And Michael Trout, oh my God, that was a home run pitch that I completely just missed. But it is a base hit nonetheless. I missed the home run pitch too. That was such a meatball right down the middle. Just because I was early on it. 2-1 count to Griffey. Griffey is 1 for 2 today. And another very hittable pitch. Because of the PCI placement and the timing, I was wrong. And I missed it. But I'm not going to miss that one. Unfortunately, it falls into the glove of Aaron Judge. That's too bad. But I've been very impressed with Spencer Strider. That is a true fact. A fact of life. Will Smith is hitting .282 in his last 10 games. Very impressive. He's getting hot. Getting hot when it matters the most. Cubs, if they can keep their spot here at the top of the division, they can go into the playoffs and have a nice run. I think that's strikeout number 7 for Spencer Strider. It's either 6 or 7. I can't keep track. Tony Clark sends that to deep center field. Trout on the way, and it's going to be a home run for the Cubbies. I think I would have been able to rob that if I had Trout in a different spot. Like he was facing to his left, but I needed him to face his right. And I feel like we could have caught that. I kind of screwed that up myself. But Tony Clark gets the Cubs on the board in the top of the 5th. I don't really blame Spencer too much on that one. I feel like that is more my fault for not being able to rob it, because I feel like I probably could have if I had him in the right location. So I don't really blame Strider, and I can't take that against him. I can't hold it against him when he's having such a good game up until that point, and continues even after that point to get everybody out right after the home run. So the Cubs do get on the board with a solo shot to dead center by Tony Clark. Not the guy that I thought would do the damage against us, but John Smoltz comes on in relief of Luis Garcia, and we'll see how John Smoltz does. This is the first time I've faced John Smoltz, and this isn't obviously the really good version of John Smoltz. This is the younger, less experienced John Smoltz who's coming out of the bullpen. There are a few duplicates in this series, if you were not aware. Ooh, but he throws some gas that I was not ready for. 97 right down the middle. I was not sitting on that. Almost caught me off guard there. It did catch me off guard. I almost missed, swung right past it. But he will walk Miguel Cabrera. So we'll get a leadoff walk. That's always nice. Giancarlo Stanton 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Could have been a double if he ran a little faster. We'll see what he can do with the 1-1 count and a runner on first. Stanton, double play. Unbelievable, Giancarlo. Come on. I know that the PCI wasn't really placed that well, but you still got to be able to do something else with that. So instead of the momentum building, it is 2 outs for Ryan Howard. And Ryan Howard getting on base with a 2-out single to center field. Maybe I should have power swung that because I only did regular swing. I bet if I power swung that, I might have been able to send it over the wall. Who knows? Sammy Sosa at the plate. He's 1 for 2. Come on, Sosa. Sammy Sosa, grounder to shortstop. Franco goes the easy way to second. And that's the end of the 5th. Okay. Cutchin comes back up. He struck out twice today. Will he have a 3rd appearance on the K-board? We'll see with this slider. Yes, he will. 3 times to the plate. 3 times he sat down swinging. And Wander Franco in the same situation. Although he is hitting 300 this season, so that's pretty good. 2-1 count. Here comes the 2-seamer, and he sends that to the wall. Sosa giving chase, but he's not going to be there in time. Off the wall. Solo shot for Wander Franco. And I might have to say that one's on Spencer Strider. There's not really much I could have done with that. Maybe I could have placed it in a little bit better spot. But nonetheless, it's a home run for Franco, and the Cubbies trying to fight back here. It's 4-2 all of a sudden. We had that nice 4-run cushion, and now just like that, in the blink of an eye, the Cubbies are right back in this. We got to be careful because this is the guy that I thought would do the damage, not Franco and Tony Clark. And he does do some damage, not a home run, but it will be a double with 2 outs in the inning, keeping this one alive, extending it to the number 5 hitter. As long as we can contain Aaron Judge to inside the ballpark, I'd say that's a win, but Eddie Matthews might have just tied it up. Okay, I got to have him in the right position here. Oh, nope, too deep. It's 2-run home run day for Eddie Matthews, and Spencer Strider in the blink of an eye has given this game back to the Cubs. Eddie Matthews has tied it, and we are going crazy. We are crumbling in the 6th. Just like that, it is 2-2. Or it is 4-4, excuse me. It is 4-4 in this game, and I thought I was sitting pretty with a 4-run lead. Are you kidding me? A 4-run lead? I thought I was sitting golden. I thought I was golden, Pony Boy. But instead, I'm sitting here tied in the top of the 6th. Strider does good to get out of the inning, but not before the Cubbies do the damage needed to get back in this one. That'll be the end of the day for Strider. I feel like he had overall a good performance, except for the final inning, obviously the 6th. Other than that, I feel like Spencer's day was pretty darn good. As Posada, I'm going to try to get 2 out of this. It's going to be pretty close, but he will get there. Not even a throw. Okay. So a leadoff double for Jorge Posada. That leaves Kinsler to the plate with nobody out and a runner on second. Come on, Ian. All you got to do is get into the outfield, and we should be back on top by 1, but that's a slider up high in the zone. That was up by the chest. Up by the chesticles. I was not ready for that. A high slider. And then a low one. Low fastball. Kinsler sends it to deep left field, but the left fielder makes the play, and 28 speed's not nearly fast enough to be able to go after that, so I will just stay at second. Maybe he would have made the play. It was kind of off target. I don't know, but now Jeter steps up, and Derek Jeter got the RBI last time he was up. So we'll see if he can get another one here. Come on, Derek. You're the captain for a reason, and he delivers. Derek Jeter into the right center gap. It's going to be extra bases and an RBI for the Mets. An RBI double for the captain, as you would expect in the biggest of moments. The captain steps up. Thank you very much, Derek Jeter. Michael Trout with 1 out in the inning and a runner on second. Deja vu. Mike Trout smokes it to left field, but Wander Franco with the athleticism and the reaction timing of a ninja. Wow. Very impressive. Ken Griffey Jr., 2 outs. Runner on second. Sits at a 1-1 count. Ken Griffey. Foul ball. Okay. I would really, really like an extra run here, considering how quickly the Cubs tied this game back up. Griffey goes to second base. The play is made. Inning over. But we got one run thanks to the captain. And I'll take it. I will take it. I'm not going to be mad at that. And we will bring in JT Chargos. I think that's how you pronounce it. I have absolutely zero clue. But he's facing the man who started the Cub rally with a solo shot that got them on the board. And this time he's going to give us a can of corn into the pitcher's glove. And that's the first out. Gio Urshela. I don't really like that JT's only got a 3-pitch mix, but Gio Urshela says, yes, I love it. Tie ball game again. Wow. This one is upsetting. Gio Urshela, not the guy that I would have pegged to be the one to tie the game back up, but he does it. It's 5-5 here in the top of the 7th, so all that hard work that we did to get the score in our half of the inning, our half of the 6th, completely erased here at the top of the 7th. Just like that. Man, these Cubs, they're feisty. They're scrappy. I can see why they're leading the division, even if it is by half a game. 3-2 to McCutchen. He will strike out for a 4th time. Andrew McCutchen has had the worst of days against this Mets pitching staff. Miguel Cabrera. Come on, Miggy. Please, oh please, get on base here. We need you now. That's going to be tough. Franco makes the play. High throw, but when you're throwing to a guy as tall as Tony Clark, it's not really that high of a throw, and it's the first out of the inning. Full count to Stanton, though. We have a chance to get a walk here. And we won't, because I'm swinging green light. It probably would have been strike 3 anyway, so had to swing. Had to swing. Ryan Howard, still yet to get anything going with him officially. I mean, we got 2 singles, but I really want a home run. Instead, we're going to get a 3rd single. Okay. So a runner on first with 2 outs in the inning. That brings up Sammy Sosa. Sammy is 1 for 3. Come on, Sammy. You know you want to smoke a ball over the wall for a home run, but instead, it's going to be into the glove of Urshela, and the inning comes to a close. Yay. Top 8. We're going to warm up Joe Nathan. We're going to warm up Trevor Hoffman just in case we somehow get the lead. I don't think it's going to happen, but you got to be prepared. Franco will lead off the inning. Stares at a slider, and he will ground that to his counterpart, Derek Jeter, and just barely beats the runner. That was a bang play. Martinez steps up. He fouls off the fastball. Now at a 1-2 count, we'll go slider here and see if we can get him. Nope, that was a very bad slider. Easily detected, and he didn't swing. But the sinker, ooh, I thought I might get him tied up there. He doesn't go after, doesn't get fooled by the sinker, so we'll give him some heat. And Ian Kinsler makes the play. Good athleticism, good reaction time by Ian. And now it's the Judge. All rise for Aaron Judge. Sosa makes the play. Inning over. So we do a good job to get out of that tough spot there. And they bring in Griffin Jax. Okay. Griffin Jax. To try to keep this one tied for the top of the 9th. Posada backed off the plate. I will have Joe Nathan ready to come in, just in case. 2-2 count to Posada. And Jorge, he is the real deal. A leadoff single into right field. Do we pinch run Jorge Posada? That could be an interesting strategy. But I think we're going to let him ride. Oh, I think I might have pressed steal. This is not a good situation. Okay, I thank God I didn't, because that would have been very bad. But I thought that when I was bringing my hand back to the controller, I pressed the left trigger and he would have ran. So that's good that he didn't. Kinsler flies out or lines out to Franco at shortstop. for the first out. It's a full count to Jeter. Jeter swinging for the fences, and that's got some carry. It's over the head of Aaron Judge. Posada around second to third. We're going to send him home. Jorge Posada will give us the lead back. Derek Jeter is the real deal. Derek Jeter is him. The Mets are clearing out the dugout. This man is got ice in his veins. The captain of all captains. Yes, sir. You couldn't pay me more money to trade away Derek Jeter. The clutch trait that Derek Jeter possesses is unmatched. Trout advances Jeter to third. And now the last time we were in this situation, we couldn't get anything else out of it. We only got the one run. So I'm hoping that this time Griffey can get something into the outfield that's on the ground and in play where we can add another run to the lead. And Ken Griffey Jr. does just that. 2-run advantage for the Mets in the bottom of the 8th. Ken Griffey Jr. delivers. Base knock. It is 7-5 with Miguel Cabrera to the plate. Come on, Miggy. Come on. And Miguel. Oh, off the glove of Eddie Matthews, but 6 speed is not going to be fast enough. Why couldn't he have had at least like 11 or 12 speed? He might have been able to do it. But that's okay. We've got the 2-run advantage, and the closer will come in. Trevor Hoffman trying to shut the door in the 9th. Matthews down with 1 pitch. He's swanging. Out number 1. 3-1 count to Will Smith. The Fresh Prince. Can he deliver? Fouls off the cutter. We'll go with a slider as well. There it goes, and that's going to be a pass ball, but unfortunately, it's a walk. So a runner on first. The game could be tied with 1 swing, and the man who already has a home run today is at the plate. Tony Clark. Oh, that curveball could have been disgustingly destroyed, but instead it's fouled off, and it's a strike 3 call. Tony Clark froze, and Trevor Hoffman has to get through Gio Urshela to shut the door on the Cubbies, and he does it. Mets win 7-5. What a game. Back and forth. We thought we were sitting comfortable with a 4-run lead into the 6th, but we just crumbled there, and then it was just back and forth in the latter half of the innings until the bottom of the 8th came around, and Derek Jeter delivered again. How many times has Derek Jeter delivered when we needed him to? He went 3 for 5, 2 doubles, and 3 of our 7 RBIs. Absolutely dominant. We did give up 4 home runs in the game, though, which is a little bit upsetting. Didn't hit any of our own. But an absolutely massive day for Derek Jeter, proving why he is the captain. So we take game 2 of the series against the Cubbies. Now, we're going to finish the series, and we lose 8-10. That's okay. Joe Nathan got the loss. We take on the Braves now, and we sweep them. That's awesome. Taking on the Pirates, take 1 of 3 against them. We got a 4-gamer against the Cardinals now. And wow, we only get 1 out of that. Okay, so we're kind of stumbling here down the stretch, but we do have a 7.5 game lead over the Braves. So we're sitting pretty comfortable, although we do play the Braves right here, right now. And we swept them absolutely huge. 10.5 lead. 10.5 game lead over the Atlanta Braves. That's massive. I was just checking to make sure if we didn't clinch the division just yet. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, speaking of stuff I wanted to make sure, we got to make sure that we see the draft picks. Ross Dixon, our first round pick, ends up being a 92 overall potential. And remember what I've said. The potential in the draft picks don't necessarily matter too much in a series like this. But having guys with A potential is not all that bad because, yeah, they could make it the big leagues. You never know. But also, they could be part of trade pieces in us getting other legends, which is what this series is about. So Ross Dixon, a closing pitcher, but he is very good. Then we've got Richie Bush, who didn't really pan out all that well, but he does look to be okay. Could have some value somewhere. Then we found Domingo Lopez, an A potential starting pitcher, who has really good potential. We also found Adolfo Batista, another closer, who we could just make a relief pitcher if we needed to. He's got 88 potential. Reggie Irwin, kind of a miss, but he does have really good contact and power right off the bat. So he could be a big power guy. He's 6'1", 212, playing first base. Jack Douglas, got a lot of speed. Not really anything else. He's a defensive speed threat. That's really all he is. So if he wants to have any shot of making it to the big leagues, he's going to have to work on that bat. But you think of him as a poor man's Billy Hamilton. He's a defensive beast, speed threat, and has the potential to get a single. Not really much else after that. Jorge Sedano is not really that great. Not really that great. And then we've got Joseph Everett with the massive beard. I think I took him just because of the beard. That's what I remember. But he's also got A potential as a relief pitcher. So we really knocked it out of the park with the pitching. We got two closers who have A potential. Or no, Batista has B. But then we got Domingo Lopez who has A potential. Ross Dixon. We got Joseph Everett. So three pitchers who have A potential. One who has B. Then we got, what's-his-face? Jack Douglas who has B. And where's the other guy? Didn't we have another guy that had A? No. Okay, so the pitching staff really did pretty well. We drafted really good pitchers, and I'm very happy about that, and they could be trade bait. You never know. So let's continue simulating the month of August here. Jimmy Herget is injured with a strained bicep. That's okay, because we sweep the Angels. We are on a nice little 6-game win streak here, and the Braves are starting to fall behind. Herget's back, and we finish out the month with another sweep of the Rangers. So we have gone on a 9-game win streak here to move our advantage to 14 games. We got to be closing in on securing the division. I know there's still a whole month of baseball left to go, but we got to be closing in on something. We are going to be on the road in the next episode, either against the Nationals or against the Twins, I would guess. Probably with somebody we haven't really seen too much of. We just got to see Strider, so we won't be looking at him anymore. But we could see Felix Hernandez, maybe Greg Maddux, if he pitches against the Twins. That could be a possibility. And also in the next episode, we've got September call-ups. 2 spots to fill on the big league roster. Who's going to get the call-up? I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit of digging to see who deserves it and who still needs a little bit of work in the minors. But that's going to be for the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a crazy game. And that's going to do it for the episode. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.